Hello everyone and welcome to SimpliCode's YouTube channel. Kaushal this side and I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we'll take you through the CSS Transforms property. In this video tutorial, we are going to see how CSS Transform property is used to make our web page look more interactive and attractive to the user. But before we begin, let me tell you guys that we have regular updates on multiple programming videos. So if you're a programmer and if you want to learn something new, then consider getting subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates from SimpliCode. So without any further delay, let's get started. Before we move on to the programming part, let's understand what CSS transforms are. So CSS transforms are a powerful tool that allows us, the web designers, to modify the appearance and layout of any HTML element. How? By applying different kinds of transformations such as scaling, rotating, skewing, and translating. So transformations can be applied to any HTML element, including text, images, and entire container. So CSS transforms are defined using the transform property and take different values depending on the type of transformation we want to apply. So some basic examples are translate, rotate, scale, skew, matrix, and other examples as well are there. So basically transforms are divided into two different parts, 2D transformations and 3D transformations. So we'll go through in detail about 2D and 3D transformations in the upcoming videos. But for now, let's understand what CSS transformations are. So what we'll do is we'll create some box over here. So let's say we are writing over here div class. Let's say we are using class. So basically we are going to use the transform property right now. So let's say I'm writing over here box and just close it. Now we'll move to the head section of a HTML document and we'll use the style tag over here. So now what we'll do is we'll use the box class and just keep it simple. We are going to write here width 100 pixels. Okay, 100 pixels. We have the width and let's use the height as well. So let's say we are keeping our height as 100 pixels again. Fine. Pixels we have to write over here. Then we have background color. Background color, let's say I'm using red over here. Now what we'll do is we'll just use, okay, wait a second. Let's just save this. So here you can see we have a box over here. If you want to write some text inside this, just write it over here. This is a normal box. Fine. So this is a normal box. So here you can see the text. If you want to change the font color, just write over here color and just change it to, let's say, white. Save it, and here you can see it says this is a normal box and it's quite easy, right? For your convenience, let me just add the border here as well. Okay, I have to write border 3 pixels, solid and black in color. Fine. So here you can see we have a border as well. Now is the time when we are going to use the transform property. So we'll write over here transform. This is the property name. These all are values. So here you can see rotate, rotate 3D, rotate X, Y, rotate Z. Then we have scale, scale 3D, scale X, and matrix, matrix 3D. So what was the definition of transformations? So transformations can be applied to any HTML document, including text, images, and entire container. Fine. So CSS transformations or CSS transforms is basically a tool that allows us web designers to modify the appearance and layout of HTML elements by applying different kinds of transformations. Transformation is in scaling, rotating, and then translating. So we have different transformations. Fine. So let's suppose if I'm using translate over here. So we can also write here translate 3D. It's up to us what we want to use. Just think of it that I'm using 100 pixels and 50 pixels. Let's see what happens. It takes two values, x-axis and y-axis. Save it, and here you can see it is moving, right? 100 pixel from the top, 50 pixel from the left. If let's say I'm writing 10 pixels over here, so here you can see it's 100 pixels and 10 pixels. And so how does the translate property work? Fine. So if I remove this transform property from here, and save this. So here you can see this is the actual position of a box, right? So if I take back the transform property along with the translate property, so translate is a function now. Now every value I'll write over here, let's suppose I'm writing 100 pixels over here, fine. So it will move 100 pixels on the x-axis and 10 pixels on the y-axis. So talking about the axis, x-axis is the horizontal axis and y-axis is the vertical axis. So it will go 10 pixels from the top towards the y-axis and 100 pixels from the left towards the x-axis. Save it, and here you can see. So there's not too much of difference in the top margin, right? So here you can see if I take you through margin top, the margin top is actually almost the same. But the margin left value, it changed, right? Because of the 100 pixels. So translate is basically a function. Similarly, we have other functions as well. So if I talk about other functions, let's say we have rotate as well. Fine. So for rotate, we need degree. Fine. So let's say I'm writing over here rotate, and if I'm writing over here 50 degree, DEG represents degree. Save it, and here you can see our box is rotating, right? It's not say straight, it's not normal, it's rotating now. So we have certain other properties as well. We have skew, we have scale, and we have one is rotate. Rotate and translate we have already discussed, right? So let's do one thing. What we'll do is we'll take you through all the properties at once. So I will not do like this. I will just copy it from here and I'll paste it 3 times here. Fine. Box 1 and box 2 are going to be the values, and box 0. So this is for box 0 where we have used what we can say normal, right? 50 degree rotate. Now what we'll do is we'll just what we can say copy it from here for box 0. We'll paste it here. We'll change this to box 1 and we'll change the transform property. Just a minute, just let me just remove everything from here, save it, and here you can see we have another normal box. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use the skew. Fine. So if I'm writing over here skew, and let's say skew also takes degrees. So let's say I'm using 20 degrees for skew. Fine. Save it, and here you can see what skew did. So now you can see the difference, right? Just put some heading over here, skew, and save it. And then for the third one we have scale. Fine. Fine. So we have the third box as well. Now what we'll do is we'll copy it from here. We'll paste it again. The class name is box 2 for the third box. And instead of skew, what we have to do is we have to use scale property. Fine. So what we'll do is we'll write scale over here and we'll give the value of scale. So value of scale we can give any. So if I'm writing here 1.5 inside this, like this, scale 1.5. So here you can see it will zoom. It will increase the size for 1.5. If I'm writing here 5.5, see the size of this box now, it's zoomed, right? It's scaled up the box. So that's why we are using such low value for scale. So 1.5 times of the original box, 1.0 if I'm writing over here, it's a normal box. 1.1 slightly increased, 1.2, 1.2 times of the normal box. So scale value comes in like it's you can use the value of the original box, which is 100 pixel and 100 pixel. So if it's 1.5, then it will change to 150 pixels each. Fine. So this is how we can use the transform properties now. Transform property is used to create a web page look more interactive and attractive to the user. But this property has certain other benefits as well. Like we can use it for 2D or 3D transformations, what we'll see in upcoming videos. So 2D and 3D transformations are the main motive of using this CSS transform property. I hope you guys must have got a good idea about the CSS transform property by now. And in the upcoming video, I will go through 2D and 3D transforming properties, transformations properties, where we'll show you how we create rotating images and all these things. So that's all for this video guys, and I hope you guys must have got a good idea by now. If you still have any doubts related to any of the topic we have covered in this particular video, then please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below and we'll definitely answer them for you. So thank you so much for being here, guys. We'll see you next time with some other video. Until then, keep coding and stay tuned to SimpliCode. Thank you.